Cody, unfortunately, the Iowa State Cyclones suffered their third straight loss in a row as the Cyclones fall 41-27 to the BYU Cougars.
Yeah, this loss feels particularly obviously coming into the game, you had all the things go in your favor. You were the home team. It's homecoming. You're coming off a bye week. BYU's coming off an emotional win, and you were the favorite in the game. So a lot of things on paper lined up for you to win. And I mean, in the first half of this game, it looked like it. It looked like it. Iowa State went up 24-10 deep into the
Mm-hmm.
second quarter. BYU does get a late touchdown to make it 24-17 at halftime, but then BYU goes they went on an extended run of 31-3, and the final score ended up being 41-27. But I mean, there's a lot of things to dissect when it comes to Iowa State. But first, I just want to give my props to the BYU Cougars and Bear Bachmeier. They are 8-0 on the season, and I did see in the coaches poll for college football that I think BYU cracked the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. So I had to find that. So yeah, so this was from On 3, and yeah, I think it's about time people put respect onto the BYU. Yeah, Week 10 coaches poll from On 3. They have BYU listed as the number 10 team in the country. So BYU has been they've been winning, and they're finally starting to get some of that respect that I think they rightfully deserve. And I think now people are starting to recognize just how good BYU is. And I mean, we talk about Bear Bachmeier, what a day he had. So obviously BYU was without LJ Martin. He went down in this first half and didn't come in for the rest of the game. But it was a good day for Bear Bachmeier airing it out. Obviously, Parker Kingston and Chase Roberts were the two main receivers. So really good day for them as they were able to really just dissect this Iowa State defense. And again, I have a lot of things to say about that. But I mean, what a day for BYU being 8-0 for the second season in a row. And Kalani Sitake has things going rolling pretty well over in Provo.
Yeah, man. You see the stat before the game. Now they're 19-2 in their last two seasons, which is an excellent record. Going into that, because as you saw last year, they started off 9-0, and unfortunately they faltered. Otherwise, they probably would have been talking about them like they were talking about us last year. So, and then they didn't make the Big 12 title because of a technicality. But hey, if they continue their ways, it will probably be them in Cincinnati, because we got to talk about Cincinnati too once we get to our Big 12 segment. But man, I think the real question is just where do the clones go from here? Because I think that's just the finality of it all, and just knowing that we're not going to go to the Big 12 championship again for the second consecutive year. That in itself is hard to do, but now the finality of it all, and sort of just the way that it happened. Obviously sometimes when you lose three games in a row, it sort of hurts more, because when you were 5-0, that's sort of when everything fell apart with the injuries and stuff. So I guess for you, where do you think the Clones go from here?
I mean, offensively, you loved what you saw out of the return of Carson Hansen. He finished with 16 carries, 152 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Abu Sama had a nice day as well with 9 carries and I believe 63 yards. So you got production out of the run game and with 184 yards total. But I mean, between the two running backs, you had about 215 yards between Carson Hansen and Abu. But I mean, if you go for almost 200 yards a game on the ground, usually in that situation for Iowa State, that's promising. But in this case, it wasn't, just because of everything that